Thanks you guys for tuning in to Situation the Podcast. I'm your host, Kelvin.
And I'm your co-host, Miss Tiana.
Okay, guys, I'm just sorry about the technical difficulties. But today, Tiana, we're going to be talking about flirting or cheating. The truth about harmless flirting. Okay?
Okay.
How,
Yeah.
how you feel about that? How you feel about that topic?
It's a thin line.
Okay, all right. Well, we're going to see what everybody else has to say about the situation. About
Okay.
is it harmless or will it cause a lot of issues in the relationship? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna jump right into it. Um, do you
Okay.
think harmless flirting is considered cheating?
I don't. I don't.
Okay. Why wouldn't you consider it cheating?
I mean, if you're not trying to get the person's number or, trying to take it, beyond that, you see a
Right.
person, oh my God, you're beautiful.
Okay.
Or what's that fragrance you're wearing or whatever. It's communicating, but it's still a form of flirting. But you're not trying, and then you're just going on about your day,
Right.
you know.
Well, I know. According to the study, it says to some it may be considered, cheating. It's emotional cheating. To
Of
others, it can just
course.
be a confidence
Hmm.
builder. But the real problem is everyone
Right.
defines cheating differently. So what
Right.
you consider may not be cheating, but your partner may look at it as cheating.
Right.
So everybody has a different opinion on, what they consider harmless and what they consider actually cheating. Um,
Right. And that's a conversation that you would need to have with your partner. Well, babe, if I was out or if you was out, when you were out without me, do you compliment women? If he say yes, so if I'm out, is it okay for me to compliment men?
right,
And if he say no, then we got a problem. If he
right.
think it's okay for him to do it.
Well, I'm glad you kind of said that because that led into my next question. Because my next question was, can you harmlessly flirt while in a committed relationship?
If you broke, like I said, if it's innocent and you both don't have an issue with it, it's okay. But like you saying, everybody got their own interpretation or definition of it. So
Right,
that's why I feel like early on, like y'all be out here worried about the wrong stuff. What's your favorite color? Do you want a dog? All that. Skip past all of that. Get to the real questions that you need to ask.
right, right. You're absolutely right.
We don't care if you like blue. Is you trying to see some blue on another woman? It's a
Right,
question.
right. Well, they say, like you said, if you open and honest with your partner, you know,
Right.
if you ask, like you said, if you ask these questions up front, I don't consider it to be
Right.
harmless. You have to understand. Well, you and your partner have to understand one another because your partner may be
Right.
on what you on. You know, um,
Right.
if you compliment guys while y'all out, or if you compliment a guy but not
Hmm.
directly toward him, but telling your guy, "Oh, that's a nice suit he got on. You like that suit he got on?" You know, say something to
Right.
that effect.
Hmm.
You know, um,
Right.
I can see it not being hurtful to your partner, if that makes sense.
Right. Right.
So like you said, it just all depends on your partner. You open with your partner and y'all talk about these type of things, then I can see it being harmless.
Right.
Um,
Because, like you said, the whole goal is understanding.
Absolutely. But let me ask you this though: why do you think a person flirt if they're not
Mhm.
truly interested? What's the purpose behind that?
Some people just like attention, I guess.
Okay.
Or some people like to see if they still got it.
Right.
Maybe it's not going on at home. Cause you should be flirting with your partner.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But in some cases, if you're not getting it at home, you go to the streets. Cause you're trying to fill a void.
Right. Right. Well, like you say, I'm in agreement with you. Sometimes people do it because they want to see if they still got it. Sometimes the tension feels good.
Right.
Um, and
Mm-hmm.
sometimes it's not even about the other person. It's just a confidence booster.
Right.
So I can agree with that.
Yeah.
But let me ask you this though: is there such thing as accidental flirting?
Mm-hmm. I believe so. I
Okay.
believe so. Cause it could be a compliment, but somebody could take it as them being flirtatious.
Okay. But wouldn't you think a person would know if the person was kind of laying it on kind of thick?
Yeah. But sometimes when people be in a relationship or whatever, it don't even they be tuning out what other people be doing. Like a
Okay.
man could be complimenting me, flirting with me or whatever, but if I'm really into the person I'm with, I don't give a damn what that man's saying.
Right.
I really don't.
Okay. Well, that's understandable. Okay. We got a comment here. We got somebody in the comment. Um, we have Jeanette Chester Matthews. Okay.
That's my TT.
TT tuned in. Okay. Well, she said if you're not flirting with me and you don't think it's okay to flirt with other women, I find that a problem. Some men think just because you're together, they don't have to flirt with you anymore. I agree. I agree. I totally agree because
Right.
Jeanette, I agree with you 100% because I always say, whatever you did to get that woman, and once you got it, you got to do the same things to keep her. And I think that's where a lot of us
Right.
men have our downfall. We wine and dine in the beginning. We
Yes.
do all these things to get what we want.
Mm-hmm.
And then when we get them, we feel we don't have to do those things anymore
Right.
because we got you already. And I think that's our biggest fault. That's why our
Right.
biggest flaw, I'm trying to say. You know, like I said,
Right.
to do this, we got to continue to do the same things to keep you as we did to get you. So I agree with that.
Right.
And like I say, and speaking from a man point of view, um, that's one of our biggest flaws. We feel we don't have to do it no more. We feel that
Mm-hmm.
we got you now. So what's the use of doing all those things? I got you. So
Right.
right, I get it.
And a man will compliment women out in the street, but then not his woman, because he feel like he got it already. And it's like, but that's not making me feel secure with you.
Right. Absolutely.
And it's
Absolutely.
not it's not about, I mean, what woman don't want to feel the security and the, love from her husband or the person that she with. It's like that's gonna make her want to just keep herself together and step her game up more, because it's like, people be like, well, you got self-esteem your own self, but if you with a person, everybody feels the desire. That's why we together.
Right. You're absolutely right. But let me say this. Do men and women view harmless flirting differently?
I believe so. Because if you get a man or a woman that's considered to be the life of the party, they got sarcastic humor, they always this and that or whatever. Um, everybody like that's just them. It's harmless.
Right.
But then you get a woman, she's so into her man, she's turning down everybody. She might take a compliment, thank you, but keep it moving, not really giving eye contact or whatever like that. So when she see the man out, they out together, and he like, hey, ladies, y'all beautiful. Her feelings hurt her. She ready to clock him over the head.
Right. But let me ask you this. Can harmless flirting make your relationship stronger?
To me, in some instances, for me, I would say yes.
Okay.
I mean, because I'm really not an insecure woman, but it's like if I saw a guy that I was with doing that, I'm like, oh, I got to step my game up.
Okay.
So after I do some improvements or whatever, and he's still not complimenting me, and he's still complimenting all the women down the street. Now I got to reevaluate some stuff.
Right. You got it right. Absolutely.
Because sometimes you probably do need to check yourself on some things. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you might do be slipping. And it takes for something to happen, for that mirror to be put back on you to be like, these women is out here looking good. I remember when I used to look like that. Come on, sis, you got to get it back together. Come on,
Right.
drop the granny panties, and put your stuff on.
Yeah, you're right. You got it.
For
And like I say,
real. Take that
that
damn
goes both
bonnet off
ways.
and put them granny panties up.
Absolutely. And like I say, this
Exactly.
just like I said, how men need to do, women, y'all have to do the same thing. You know how
Yeah,
you got that man hooked.
of course.
Okay, you got him hooked now, so don't feel you don't
Yeah.
have to do those same things anymore, because you got to remember, you got to keep in mind, this is what you did to get him. This is what you made him.
Right.
This is what you did to make him say,
Right.
make you take you off the market and want to ask you to marry him and spend the
Right.
rest of your life together. So you got to continue to do those same
Yeah.
things. Two-way street,
Yeah.
it go both ways.
Right.
But let me say this.
Because don't be going to get no haircut when you just going out with the fellas.
But what happened? But you know what? But what if that's his normal routine, though? What happens if this is something he do on the norm?
Okay, but the whole thing is, but I gotta see you 7 days a week though.
Okay.
I want the crispy too. Bring me
Right.
the crispy line.
Right. Right. Okay. You ain't wrong. I'm with you. I'm with you when you're right. I'm with you when you're right. But let me say this.
The whole thing is a give and take.
Go ahead. Finish. Go ahead. Finish.
And I was just like, it's just give and take. Like it's like a transfers of energy from each other, and y'all keep the spice going by the things that he's doing to keep her interested, and vice versa.
Right. Right. Okay. Well, TT say, "Come on, Stella, get your groove back." Okay.
Right. Exactly.
Well, okay. Well, let me say this. Well, let me oppose this question.
Okay.
So when does harmless flirting cross the line?
Maybe close physical contact, asking for a number, trying to show up. Even if that you going to admire this person, like if you know they be at a certain particular lounge or bar or something every Friday or whatever, now you going there every Friday.
Right. Okay. Well, I say it crosses the line when you start hiding messages, deleting text messages, flirting more with outsiders than your own
Yeah.
partner. That's when I think it's really starting to actually
Right.
cross the line. When it gets to
Right.
that
I mean,
point.
we said all that, and that's why I
Right.
said getting the number.
Hmm.
Yeah.
You're absolutely right. Well,
Because
how,
baby, if you want to go outside, the door's open. Go ahead.
okay. Well, let me ask you this: is flirting with strangers more acceptable than flirting with the friends?
Nah. Mm-mm. It's all the same.
Right. Okay. Okay. I agree. I agree with that. Well, the reason I asked that is because I have a clip. Okay. I'm going to be playing a clip. And this clip is from a young lady. She's giving her point of view on the topic that we're talking about today. And I want you guys to hear what she had to say. And after we review this, we're going to come back and we're going to talk about her standpoint on this. Okay?
Okay.
What's your age?
28 for life.
How long have you been in a relationship?
I've been in this relationship for about 2 months.
Do you think that harmless flirting is okay?
With other people? I think it is in certain situations, and if you're upfront with your partner. For one, I'm the type that likes to go to swingers clubs and things like that. So
Swingers
I'd
clubs?
rather have fun with my man than him feel like he has to do the shit behind my back.
Okay, so you and your man can have fun with other women together.
Together, yeah. But if you're going behind my back, then that's just sneaky and cheating type of vibes. Like, if I'm the type of woman that can do all that with you and for you, why do we have to act like that?
So you don't get jealous if he finds another woman attractive or he wants to even, have sexual relations with her?
No, I find that hot. I mean, most of the time, he gives me the opportunity to be the person that chooses that woman or, take the lead in that situation or whatever. But I find that attractive. Obviously, there's plenty of attractive people in this world. My man's got eyes. He would be a puppy dog if I, treated him as anything else. Like, a man is a man. You guys are going to look.
Do you think he'd be cool if you had fun with other guys?
I wouldn't put him in that position. I'm not really the type of chick that needs multiple men. My man is plenty.
So why the double standard? Why is
It's not a double standard, though. I feel like there was a situation where, maybe that's something I really desired. It would be an open conversation. I can't necessarily say he would deny that. We haven't been in that position, but I'm just, I like to commit to my man. I'm very dominant in my day-to-day world. So as a woman, I like to be submissive to my man.
Okay. After you hearing her standpoint on this, how do you feel about it?
I definitely feel like she was going back and forth and being contradictory because it's like you opened the door. So it's okay when you with him, but then if he do it without you, baby, the door is already open. You gave him the green light when you opened the door.
Well, she did say that she was a swinger too, though. Or she said her and
That's
her
what
guy.
I'm saying. So it's like the door's open already, but then you talking about don't do it behind your back. Are we
Okay.
doing it or are we not? Now
Right.
you putting stipulation we could do it only because of XYZ. The door's open.
So
So
you
if you
feel
open the door, you and it's 10 flies circling the area, you think one of them flies ain't gonna get in? The door's open.
so you feel that was a double standard?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, for those that tuned in, if y'all seen that clip, tell us what you think. Do you think that was a double standard? Do you think she had a valid point? Tell us how y'all feel about that. But let me say this though. Why do you think some people get jealous over harmless flirting, especially in a situation like what she just described?
In her instance, I feel like she maybe feel like I'm offering you, I'm already giving everything to you on a silver platter. You still gonna go behind my back and do something else? Like, what is enough?
Right. Okay. Well, you know what I say? I think me personally, I believe harmless to you might feel like betrayal to them.
Right.
That's
I can agree with that.
that's my approach with it. You might be doing it for just fun, but your partner might not look at it that way. And like I say, that's why it's best to know your partner.
Right.
You should know him and he should
Right.
know you. I think that will help the relationship as well. That way it won't cause no
Right.
no
So here's an
static.
example.
Go ahead.
Right. Here's an example for a man, and a lot of men do this. Let me get that dough for you, baby, or calling women men baby and sweetie. They always call other women baby and sweetie. But if I start going calling another man baby, why is it an issue?
Right. Well, I agree with you. I
Baby, are
agree
you
with you on
hungry?
that.
I'll get you something to eat. That man gonna be looking at me. That man, if I go to another man and be like, if his friend with him or whatever, or whoever, or just another man in the vicinity, and I'm fixing my guy plate or whatever, and I'll be like, baby, you hungry too? I'll get you something to eat. That man gonna look at me crazy.
Right.
And it's really not me flirting with the man. It's really, I could say it's a term of endearment, but it's still disrespectful. So leave the pet names and the flirting. You know what I'm saying? Just don't do it if you don't want no commotion or whatever, or conflict in your household, if it's not good for both parties. Because I could say I could be the biggest flirt too. What are we doing? That's the question.
Right. Right.
Not is your favorite color blue. What are we doing? Because what's good for you is what's good for me.
Absolutely. I agree with you. I agree with you. Well, one thing about me though, um,
Mm-hmm.
you know, I've always been that type of guy that if I'm out and about, we're in the street, if we getting ready to go into a store, a restaurant, and I see a woman coming, I'ma always hold that door open. I'm always, if a woman leaving
That's
out,
not an issue,
right?
right?
That's just who I am. I'ma always do that. I've always done that. But like you said, I guess is
That's fine.
the pet names that makes it
The extra.
get the
Or
side eye
no,
look.
look. Look, it was a video. The man held the door open for the other woman first before his own girl. The
Well,
only way that would work, that only way that would work for me is if she was older. That's the only way that's gonna work for me.
so let me ask you this.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to put a scenario together. Okay, let's say for instance, you all getting
Okay.
ready to leave out of the restaurant or the store, wherever you at. It's
Mm-hmm.
a lady,
Yeah.
your lady. I mean, I'm sorry. Okay, it's a lady, you and your guy,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
You have a problem with him
Yeah.
holding that door open for that lady, and then you two, both of y'all together.
No, but guess what? I got to walk out first.
Okay.
Because you were me. That's the
Okay.
privilege and the perk that I have for you being my man.
Okay. I'm with you. I'm with you.
She get the extended courtesy. She get the extended courtesy. I get the privilege.
Okay. All right. I got you. I
Don't
got you.
side, don't mess won't be none.
I just wanted to see how that, you know what I'm saying? I just wanted to see how that worked. I didn't look at it that way. I just thought,
And that's why I gave the
right.
perfect answer. I get the privilege. She get the extended courtesy.
I get you. I get you. Cause see, I didn't look at it that way. My thing is, if that would have been me and we all getting ready to go out and she's in front of my girl or whatever the situation may be, I'm gonna hold the door open for both of them.
Right.
But so now going forward, since you broke it down that way and it makes perfectly good sense, I'm gonna tell her, ho. Wait a sec, come on, baby. You go out, then I'm gonna let her go out. Is that the appropriate way to handle that?
Right. You still can hold the door. Right. You still can hold the door for her because guess what? We're there because you're taking me out. If we wasn't there, she would have had to open her own door.
Right.
So she
Okay.
get the extended courtesy. She don't get the first privilege because you're not her man. You're mine.
Okay. I get you.
Unless it's an elderly lady.
All right. We got Jeanette in the comments. She said, okay, I guess she talking about, okay, she said, I agree with Deanna when she said open the door now. She wants the stipulation on when he can do it. You already said a man is a man, so don't be surprised when it happens because when he opens the door. You agree? We agree with that. We agree with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, that's you're right, Janae, because like I said, she, like you said, she opened that door, and now if something don't go as planned, now it's going to be an issue. But like you said, she the one, because she had no problem saying that she'll be the one to choose the woman for the relationship. You know what I'm saying? So, so she all for it.
But so the whole thing is for the woman to still maintain control in the relationship too, like being that dominant force of I'm his woman. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. I got you.
But if he shows the other women, what is it, peripheral or what's the word?
What you trying to say?
He
Preferential?
gives her first choice. Like
Preferential.
he's opened the door for peripheral treatment.
Right, preferential treatment.
I
I
can't
got
say
you.
it.
I'm with you.
If
I
he
know what
gives
you're
that
saying.
to her, I don't know
Preferential.
what's going on with my tongue tied today. But
yeah, I know
if
what
he
you're
let
trying
her
to say.
go first, it's like, why am I here with you?
Right. Right. But let me ask you this. Do you think harmless flirting is good for self-esteem?
It depends on who you're dealing with.
Okay.
Like I said, for some women, it's like, oh, let me step my game up. Or, if the woman, she like, well, she's a pretty woman. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't feel no hate or nothing like that. But for somebody else who ain't really got that much self-esteem, it's going to break them down.
Right. Right.
Everything going to bother them.
You're right about that because, like I said, to answer that question, I say yes, and here's the reason why I say yes. Because if you need that consistently, then yeah, to me it shows a lot of insecurity, and that you're not confident if you have to always need that booster, that self-esteem booster.
Right.
Excuse me.
Right.
I feel that you shouldn't always have to be reminded of something of that magnitude. Either you have it or you don't.
Right.
Either you have it or you don't.
Right. But on the flip side of that, for men, if you want to be flirting and complimenting every woman when we go out, why the hell you with me? Just stay single and do that, sir.
Right. Well, you're right about that. But if so, let me ask you this. So, it's okay if you all have this understanding. If there's an understanding between you and your partner, and he complimenting women while y'all together, and it's harmless, that's okay with you?
I'm not saying if I'm there, I'm the main character. Look at me.
Okay.
That's what the hell it is. Damn it, you here with me.
Right.
Because I mean, no, it's like, it's we gonna toe the line, we gonna keep it respectful, or we both just gonna be out here doing whatever, and at some point, each one of us may feel uncomfortable because I could be complimenting, oh, look at his shoes. He got big feet. You know what that means?
Right.
I mean, we can go there. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, are we being respectful or are we not? Am I saying, baby, you look really nice tonight? Oh, when we get home, you really turned me on today. I love your suit. That cologne just got me all over you. I can give all the compliments to my man.
Right. I'm with you.
So you can choose where you want to put those compliments.
Yeah, you're right. Well, like I said, that kind of well, you kind of answered my next question all in one, because my next question was, do harmless flirting count as emotional cheating? And you pretty much answered that already. Like you just said, all that energy that you're trying to put into somebody else, you can put that into your partner. And,
Exactly.
you know, so you kind of answer that. But we all know it's happening. You know, men and women do it. You
Of
know,
course.
I can only one way I can say that being right. You know, if you're not committed, if you are not committed to one another, then okay, I don't see a problem
Right.
with it. It's harmless. But if you're committed to somebody and you
But guess what?
go ahead.
This is my whole thing. Even if we're not committed, and you're dating me though. So
Okay.
my whole thing, but you ask for my time. Because what so look at this. If you invited me out on a date, but then another man came over, man, bro, your girl is so beautiful, whatever. I just want to buy her a bottle of champagne and bring it. Like, you see what I'm saying? It's like
Right.
if somebody else intervened and start wanting to push up on me while I'm with you and you saying we're not committed, is that cool?
Right. You're
It's
right.
not, it's a matter of respect. Cause
That
you
too.
the person in your presence. We both decided to give each other our time at this present time. So we should not let other people interfere with that.
Right.
Whether it's committed or not.
Well,
If
you know,
I'm
like
only gonna be with you for an hour, do what the hell you want to do after this hour.
right. Well, I can stand to be corrected. I have no problem with that. I can stand to be corrected. But you know, like I said, I'm just looking at it from a
I'm
from a
just saying
different
because
standpoint.
yeah, but I've had that happen, and the person was mad, and it's like not the big bad wolf, not
Right. Right.
Mister. Everybody's beautiful, and as soon as Big Dog step over here, he ready to say, "Girl, who?" It's giving subliminals like, "Baby, you need to get with a winner and drop the chicken dinner."
Oh shit.
and
You
and all I did was all I did was show up and be pretty. You know what I'm saying?
right.
It's
Right.
like that's not my fault. But guess what? I can say no, thank you. I'm here with somebody and I'm enjoying his company and the things he has to offer very well, sir. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
And that nips all of that in the bud.
Right. Well, like I said, you ain't did nothing wrong. If that's how you handle it, you ain't did nothing wrong. But you definitely right though, because like I said,
Yeah.
if he chose to bring you out and you all are on a date, and you're right, all the attention should be focused on you.
Right.
You should get all the attention.
Right.
Anything outside of that is
Because that was the
disrespectful.
purpose of because that was the purpose of you wanting to be in my presence. You want me in front of your face.
Right.
And if you don't want that, then go put the next person in front of your face. And I
Right.
can do whatever I was doing.
Right. You're right. You're absolutely right. Okay, hold on 1 second. Stand to.
Looking to boost your brand? Advertise with Situations the podcast, where real life stories meet real time conversations. Reach engaged listeners and grow your business today.
Okay. Let me ask you this. Do you think at ever one point harmless flirting can turn into a real attraction?
Of course.
Okay. I
Of
agree.
course. It's happened to me. I be out, I'm single. A man say, "Oh my God, you're beautiful." Or I walk by, they like the fragrance I'm wearing, so they compliment me on that. Then it's your man let you out by yourself. You so fine. What you doing out here by yourself? I don't have a man. And boom, there you go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Right. You're right. You're right about that because
Or
like
your
I
man
said,
let you come outside without him.
right. Yeah, you're right. Because like I say, nobody's gonna keep feeding that fire and at some point not expect it to burn, you know. So
Right.
I feel like if a person applying enough pressure and a person receiving it, eventually that person gonna,
Exactly. Exactly.
open up the door,
Yeah.
eventually it's gonna happen.
Because guess what? If a woman or a man is not interested, they're gonna say, "Baby, thank you for the compliment, but I got somebody. Have a nice day." That's a closed door right there.
Right. You're not even attempting to let her get it out. But you know what though?
No, but if you start laughing
and smiling, yeah, they figure they got a shot.
Right.
They figure they got a shot.
Right, giving delayed reactions.
Yeah, you got it right that. Okay, hold on 1 second. Let me say this. Why do you think some people deny they're flirting when they're clearly are?
Because they want to keep doing it.
Okay.
Or if that's what I'm saying, if they've always done it, they don't want to switch up.
Right.
So it's like you calling them out on something that they think is frivolous. You know what I'm saying? It's
Absolutely.
not. It's harmful.
Right. Or they doing it.
And now you're the problem.
Right. Right. That's because they doing it for the thrill, but they don't want to accept the accountability. They don't want to be held accountable for what they're doing.
Right.
That's absolutely the reason why they don't want to be held accountable for their actions. And that's the problem in today's society.
Right.
People don't want to be held accountable. They don't want to take accountability for anything. They don't try to figure out a way to flip it.
You're right.
They don't figure out a way to try to twist it and turn it. That's just the way society is today. And it's crazy that it's like that.
Right.
But also, can harmless flirting be a sign of insecurity?
It can be.
Okay.
Because you always need to be, you're not secure with just being out on your own. Some people have social anxiety,
right,
or different things going on, so they always feel the need to interact with somebody for laughter, for everything else, in order for them to feel like they are in a room.
Absolutely. 100% correct. Because, I said people who consistently flirt are usually searching for validations outside of their relationships. And that's an issue.
Right.
That's a problem.
Right.
If you have to
Right.
search outside of your relationship, then I think you and your partner need to have a sit down. You all need to have a one-on-one, because if you have to consistently flirt to feel good about yourself, then something's wrong when you have a partner. Like you said earlier in the broadcast, you should be flirting with your partner. It should never, right? It should never have to lead to looking for any outside attention. But you know how it go. We in 2025 now. The other things have changed. It's not the 80s and the 90s no more.
Well, guess what? Guess what they're gonna be having, a Jet 2 holiday. Nothing beats a Jet 2 holiday.
Oh shit.
You know I ain't got good sense. We gonna be having a Jet 2 holiday over here, partner.
Oh my goodness.
What we doing?
Oh my goodness.
So is you gonna get this love?
Right.
Or you want a Jet 2 holiday? The choice is yours. Which box you want?
Oh my. Okay, hold on 1 second. Hold on 1 second.
This is not just any podcast. At Situations the Podcast, we speak real, raw, authentic. Every Sunday at 6 p.m., we're giving you conversations that hit different.
Okay. You and that Jet 2 holiday, boy, I be seeing those little snippets, I be dying laughing.
I know, that's what made me say it.
Oh my. Okay, Well, we pretty much done wrapped this episode already, Theon. I think these be too easy for us. I think these be too
It's
easy.
definitely easy because it's like if I'm with somebody or getting to know whether it's new, we in it or whatever the case may be, like I'd be excited to get dressed for this man, let him see different looks that I have. So I want to see his reaction, him being turned on, excited, all of that stuff. It's like that's for him. I'm not thinking about nobody else, so I want all the compliments from him. Now we get out, I did all this stuff for you, and everybody complimented me but you. That's an issue too. It's like
Right.
what am
Right.
I doing this for? Like
Right.
I do it for me, because it's just a part of who I am, me getting up, getting dressed and presenting myself, showing up as her every day, putting effort into, what I want to put out into the world and how I want people to, view me. But on top of that, it's like it's for you.
Right. Yeah, that, like I said, that's sad if you put that shit on and he not paying attention to it, or he's not giving you the acknowledgement that you should be receiving, and then you getting it out in the street from somewhere else. Now there's a problem because now someone else is giving it to you other than the person that you're with. So I understand it. I get it.
And guess what? A lot of women do that, and what the results of that is, you see the women in bonnets and jogging pants and flannels and granny panties, and when they get up to go out with the girls and they doing some other stuff, they putting all that shit on. That's what's happening.
Right.
She ain't lost it. You just not appreciating it.
And they say yes, it can. Yeah. Jeanette, you may be a little behind when you say yes, you can. What do you mean when you say yes, it can? That way we can make sure we all on the same page. Tell me what you mean when you say yes, it can. Okay. Well, let me say this.
Mm-hmm.
What's the difference in being nice and flirting?
Being nice is a simple smile and saying thank you. Oh, thank you,
Right.
But then flirting is, oh, you talking to me? Yeah, I do look good, don't I?
Okay.
What made you say that to me? Now you being intuitive, you asking questions, you all giggly or whatever, and you done started a whole conversation with the man. Girl, go sit your ass down.
Right. Tone. So that's tone and intention. Right. I get it.
Yes.
Yeah, I can see it. Tone and intention. Because like my thing is if you lean in, touch or use other cute compliments, other complimentary words,
right.
that will be considered you've passed the mark. Pretty much. You've passed that mark.
Right.
So yeah.
Right. Or complimenting them back. You compliment them back. You fine too. You smell good.
Right.
Oh, what type of shoes are those? Oh, you got it, huh? That's what I'm like. Don't start nothing, won't be done, boy. I know what to say.
Oh, okay. All right. Well,
I'm just saying. We both can pack these suitcases and have a Jet 2 holiday.
I swear to God. All right. Well, let me ask you this. And we're gonna close out with this one, Theana. We're gonna close out with this one.
Okay.
In relationships, do you think couples should set boundaries? Well, let me rephrase that. In relationships, should couples set flirtatious boundaries, or should this be something you should already know?
No, because everybody don't already know that. And like I said, if a person has been operating a certain way for a long time, they just saying, "Oh, I'm just friendly or whatever. It's harmless. I'm not doing anything wrong. I'm just outgoing." That's the term they use. I'm
Right.
outgoing.
Right.
Well, you
Right.
gonna be going out, nigga, right out the door.
Right. Well, I agree with you. You got to set the boundaries, because if you don't
No,
set the
it's just
boundaries,
like
go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I finished. Go ahead. I'm gonna let you
it's
finish.
a it's a free for all.
Right.
No, no, I'm with you. I'm with you. If you don't set the boundaries, it's a free for all.
Right.
You
Right.
just
If you
doing
don't,
stuff and making mistakes and having mishaps that you don't even have to have with your partner.
right. You're right about that, because, like I said, you have to set the boundaries, because if you don't set the boundaries, at some point somebody's gonna cross the line, and
Yeah.
by the time you begin to argue about it, the damage is gonna already be done. So
Right.
you definitely have to set these. You definitely have to set the boundaries. I don't see it no other way. You have to set these
Right.
boundaries, because if I'm ever out with my girl, or
Absolutely.
and something is said, um, and that I felt was inappropriate, I would never address it on the spot. I wouldn't address it on the spot. I'll do it behind closed doors, and just let them know how I feel about it. Say, okay, now if we out, this is a no-no. You shouldn't be doing this, or you shouldn't be saying this, or,
Right.
and if that can't be respected, then that's an issue. Because, like you say,
Absolutely.
what happens if I flip the script and now I start doing it?
Yeah.
And a woman attention span is not as long as a man attention span, because once a woman get mad, she ready to flip the tables over. She ready to go there right then and there. So you got to be respectful. You got to keep it respectful. But for those of you all are just not tuning in, we're talking about harmless flirting, and we had a clip in today's episode. But what I'm going to do for you guys that's just not tuning in with us, before we end this show for today, I'm going to play that clip one more time for you guys. Stay tuned.
What's your age?
28 for life.
How long have you been in a relationship?
I've been in this relationship for about 2 months.
Do you think that harmless flirting is okay?
With other people? I think it is in certain situations, and if you're upfront with your partner. For one, I'm the type that likes to go to swingers clubs and things like that. So
Swingers
I'd
clubs?
rather have fun with my man than him feel like he has to do the shit behind my back.
Okay, so you and your man can have fun with other women together.
Together, yeah. But if you're going behind my back, then that's just sneaky and cheating type of vibes. Like, if I'm the type of woman that can do all that with you and for you, why do we have to act like that?
So you don't get jealous if he finds another woman attractive, or he wants to even, have sexual relations with her?
No, I find that hot. I mean, most of the time, he gives me the opportunity to be the person that chooses that woman, or, take the lead in that situation or whatever. But I find that attractive. Obviously there's plenty of attractive people in this world. My man's got eyes. It would be a puppy dog if I, treated him as anything else. Like, a man is a man. You guys are gonna look.
Do you think he'd be cool if you had fun with other guys?
I wouldn't put him in that position. I'm not really the type of chick that needs multiple men. My man is plenty.
So why the double standard? Why is
It's
it
not a double standard, though. I feel like there was a situation where, maybe that's something I really desired. It would be an open conversation. I can't necessarily say he would deny that. We haven't been in that position, but I'm just, I like to commit to my man. I'm very dominant in my day-to-day world, so as a woman, I like to be submissive to my man.
Okay. That was the clip for today's show. That way you guys can have a general idea of what we spoke about today. So that's going to conclude our show for today. Theon, you got anything you want to close out with?
Set clear-cut boundaries and have respect. Otherwise, y'all gonna have a Jet 2 holiday.
You are now watching Situations the Podcast, where nothing is off limits.
Okay, guys. There you have it. Y'all gonna have y'all either better set those boundaries, like she said. Y'all gonna have a Jet 2 holiday. Okay, that's gonna wrap it for today. We appreciate you guys that tuned in. We appreciate those of you that commented. Janae, Chester Matthews, we appreciate you tuning in. Once again, I want to say thank you for everybody that support the podcast and supporting everything that we do. And once again, I'm Kelvin, your host.
And I'm Tiana, your co-host.
Okay, guys, we'll see you guys next week. Peace.